So Michael Gove has endorsed claims that up to 50,000 people will have to be recruited to carry out customs paperwork under the government's preferred trade deal with the EU. And do you know, some outlets are still describing it as a Canada-style trade deal. Have a little think about how stupid that is. No? You can't see it yet? Okay. How many trucks do you think pass between the United Kingdom and the rest of the European Union and vice versa every day? Right. Now, how many trucks do you think pass between Canada and the European Union every day? Yeah. You can see it now, right? So anybody in politics or the media who talks to you about the United Kingdom benefiting from something called a Canada-style trade deal needs to answer that question. How can we have a trade deal the same as a country that has no trucks passing across its borders in and out? How can we have the same trade deal if we've got millions of trucks doing that? How can we have the same trade deal as a country that has none? How would that work? But it depends how far up your fundament your head is still inserted, whether or not you can see. Presumably you can still pretend that that's not an absolutely crushing penny drop moment, because people like Michael Gove are still out there inflating it. While simultaneously claiming that we are cutting red tape, they announced yesterday that they will have to hire up to 50,000 new customs officers, which, if you gave them a salary of 30 grand each, just to do a lazy calculation, would cost you £1.5 billion a year. £1.5 billion a year on hiring new customs officers because of a referendum decision designed to cut red tape. I mean, even I'm struggling to find the words to describe the absurdity of this, the scale of this con. So why do you think we need 50,000 new customs officers if we're going to be having less red tape? 0345 6060 973. No one's going to ring me, are they? I mean, how can you? Just send me some more abuse. You lost, get over it. Or when are you going to stop whinging or drinking your liberal tears? I got sent a lovely mug yesterday. James O'Brien's Liberal Tears, with a little photograph of me on the side of it, because that is something I should probably trademark for the coming years. But, you know, you voted to reduce red tape, didn't you? Because you don't like those unelected bureaucrats, do you, Dominic Cummings? And now they've told you they need 50,000 new customs officers, and you still can't see the light. It's quite incredible. I said 3 years ago, it's not political anymore, it's psychological. It doesn't make it any easier to accept or understand. And, you know, speaking of things I said to you 2 or 3 years ago, did you hear Theresa Villiers yesterday refusing to use the phrase no deal because it's got too much baggage? So when I suggested to you that I couldn't actually see, and this was under Theresa May's government, I couldn't see how this was going to end except with either no Brexit or no deal, for the very simple reason that if they have to open the box, nobody's going to want what's inside it. No deal is the only way you can continue to lie about what's in the box. So if a Canada-style deal is something being punted that we can somehow adopt, then you need to address the question of how many trucks pass between Canada and the European Union, and compare that to how many trucks pass between the UK and the European Union, and then explain how having the same sort of trade deal is in any way plausible or feasible. And when you realise that it isn't, and that that's just another lie, then you move on to what they're trying to call an Australia-style deal, which is a euphemism for no deal at all. There is no FTA between Australia and the European Union, which is why we are going to need 50,000 new customs officers. So what are you cheering now exactly? I genuinely don't know. If I give you the benefit of the doubt and you don't have a racist bone in your body, what are you cheering now? What did you vote for? Less red tape. How many new customs officers do we need? 50,000. What? What did you vote for? Saving money. How much is it going to cost? £1.5 billion a year. Okay. It's grim, isn't it? It's actually rather heartbreaking and very, very sad. And I worry that I add to the sadness when I admit to you that I'm finding it increasingly hard to subscribe to the contempt for the con men, compassion for the con school of thought, because the conned now are being really nasty to the people who have been proved right about everything. And you shouldn't be. You should get cross with the people that lied to you. How can Michael Gove stand up and say we need 50,000 new customs officers after promising you that a vote for Brexit would cut red tape? How can George Eustice stand up in front of farmers and tell them that their support from government is going to go down when he told them in the run-up to the referendum vote that they could get an increase in subsidies as a result of leaving the European Union? How can these people do that? Answer: something to do with conscience, calumny, decency.